All right, we're doing 12 days of holiday baking goodies. 6 tried and true recipes and 6 new recipes. All right, 12 days of holiday cookies, or holiday goodies rather, continue.
I call them cookies. She calls them goodies.
Well, that's because some of them, we're gonna do fudge and stuff.
Fudge is cookies. It's still cookies.
Fudge is not cookies. Okay, so we're going to today make a cutout cookie. It is called, the recipe is from my Betty Crocker, the cookie book, and it's called Ethel's Cutout Cookies. So that is what we're going to do today.
Have you used this before?
Oh, this is the one I use all the time. This is a
this is your master recipe.
It is. This is not a new one. So we're going to do this one. I'm going to have, actually we're going to try a little something new with it at the end. Since you don't like frosting very much anyways.
I know.
There is actually a painting egg yolk recipe that you can use on these cookies, where you can paint colors on them that we're going to have the kids do.
Okay.
And then I'm going to frost them up tomorrow.
All right.
But we're going to do a painting on it too. All right, so cutout cookies. All right, we are making sugar cutout cookies today, and this is my first time cameramanning. Woo! Brian doesn't like me playing with the camera. All right, and Brian is going to be cooking. Stop fiddling with stuff. Okay.
That's my thing.
Okay, so we are doubling the cutout cookie recipe. So Brian here is going to be mixing our dough, and we need to add 1.5 cups of margarine, which is 6 sticks.
That's a lot of margarine.
It is. Two cups of sugar. And we are going to cream that dough together. Oh, I was going to reuse those bowls.
You still can.
That's got butter all over the bottom. And so you're going to cream this together until it's nicely mixed. All right, you got that all creamed up, and we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla to that. And 4 eggs. And you're just going to briefly mix that to combine it. Alright, in our bowl behind you, we're going to mix. Now normally, I'm going to follow the steps correctly. Normally, I don't bother mixing the dry ingredients together. But for video's sake, we're not going to be lazy today. So we're going to mix that 5 cups of flour with 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 2 teaspoons of salt. Just so it gets nicely combined together. And then when you're done there with that, we're going to put about half of that into your bowl and mix it with the mixer, and then the other half we're going to mix with a wooden spoon because it's going to start to get thick.
Mixer can't handle it.
Alright, we got the first half of the flour mixed in, and I have a wooden spoon here behind you, Brian. And we're going to use the wooden spoon. The key to a good cookie to mix the remaining flour in.
As I said, it's the sap in the wood. It's not the sap.
He's making that up. And you look at the camera, but we can't see your face.
Okay.
Gotta make gestures with your hands. So we're going to mix in this remaining flour, and it's going to be a soft dough right now. It's not going to be very easily to be rolled out. So this dough will be going in the refrigerator. Usually it's about 2 hours to overnight. I do tend to like to leave it overnight, but for the sake of the video, we're going to do about 2 hours today. Get that in there, get it hardened up enough to roll out some cookies. That way the kids can help us before they go to bed. So what's our dough looking like? Does it look pretty? Ooh, that looks very soft today. Let me just double check this. That looks too soft. All right, so as I'm sitting here questioning Brian on if he measured the flour right, And maybe he missed some flour, because let's see how soft that dough looks. Well, let's just, that's a runny dough. And I go over my recipe that I wrote down, and I say everything's right. 1.5 cups of margarine equals 6 sticks. But no, it doesn't equal 6 sticks. It does not. It is 3 sticks. So instead of 2 timesing this recipe, we are going to be 4 timesing this recipe. And sometimes when you get up for work at 2 a.m., bad things happen when you go to bake later in the day. So here we are.
It's all right.
We are re-adding and doubling up our ingredients once again. So Brian has mixing our dry ingredients again. You want to add the eggs in the
mixer again.
Yeah, you want to add the eggs and the vanilla back in there first and get that incorporated nicely, and then we'll add the rest of the flour. So we are going to have buttloads of cutout cookies. Mistakes happen.
No big deal.
Yep, it's an easy fix. I caught it. So we're going to mix that with the mixer again, and then we're going to mix the rest of the flour. So total in today, we are using 10 cups of flour for the cutout cookies.
We'll be back.
All right, now we are adding the remaining ingredients, and Brian is going to mix it by hand with our handy dandy wooden spoon. And then it is going to go in the refrigerator for 2 hours before we're ready to roll out. Roll out some of it, that is. Not 500 cookies worth. I'm exaggerating. But we certainly don't need that many cutout cookies. Sometimes I have actually 8 and 12 times this recipe, so.
12 times?
Yes.
Who likes cutout cookies that much?
Hey, it's Christmas time. Everybody loves cutout cookies except for you.
This is true.
Now that looks a lot harder to stir. That's how we like to see.
This is hard.
See why the mixer can't handle that? Just gotta use some elbow grease.
Elbows are out of grease.
Is it all incorporated? Look how much thicker that is. Oh, you still got more to go. I got stirring muscles. I'm used to stirring.
Yeah, you made cookies at work, didn't you?
Well, we use a mixer for that. But I have to make lots and lots of frosting colors at work and stir a lot.
Okay.
All right. Now we can see how thick this dough is supposed to be. And since I am new at this cameramanning thing, I don't know how to zoom in. So that is a nice thick dough that we are going to now refrigerate, cover with plastic wrap, and then refrigerate. And we'll be pulling back out in about 2 hours, cutting them, rolling them out, cutting them out, and baking them off. All right, our cutout dough. We had this in the refrigerator. It's actually been in there for 2 days. I took a chunk and made it into a disc on my floured surface. I'm going to roll this out.
Everyone's seen cutouts, right?
Yeah. Well, we do have our oven preheating to 400. Normally, this would go on an ungreased cookie sheet, but we're going to do a little something different. We're going to have the kids paint this cookie dough with egg yolk paint. So I'm going to roll this out. We're just going to make circles, because you know what? I can make cute little snowman face out of these circles. And the kids can paint whatever they want on them. So these will just spread just ever so slightly. So Let's space them a bit apart. Got about 12 on my tray. And like I said, I'm only putting them on the Silpat mat because these are going to get painted, and the egg paint will make it sticky. And they get painted before they're baked.
That's different.
Yep.
You decorate before you bake.
All right, I have a dozen on my tray, and now we're going to make our egg yolk paint for the kids to paint the cookies. All right, we have our egg yolk paint, which is made from a half a teaspoon of water and 2 egg yolks, only the yolks.
We have to do 24, I just counted.
Good job. The first batch, I accidentally used the whole egg, so I had to do just the yolks. And I have them just painted, colored just red and green, and they're on my Silpat silicone mats. And the kids are going to paint up the cookies, and then we're going to bake them in the oven at 400 degrees for 6 minutes. Go ahead and start painting.
Alright, so
It's a gooey paint.
gooey paint for a cook so.
Don't push hard. You don't have to push, Liam. Just dab.
I'm trying to make a heart.
This paint,
But I can't.
this paint is just so thin. So thin, Mom.
Everybody is using red.
The paint is just so thin, Mom.
Yep, you can paint faces on it. You can do something for Christmas.
There, a heart. Mom, I want to do a heart.
All right, the kids are done painting their cookies. Good job, Liam. Now I'm going to sprinkle some sugar over the
And
top.
that one Mom made.
I did make a wreath.
Why are you sprinkling
The kids are
sugar?
obviously very minimalistic in their design, except for this cute little Christmas tree Liam made. Because we're not going to put icing on them, so we're going to put a little bit of sugar on top. Don't worry, you'll be able to see your picture through it, okay? All right.
Is it going to be snow on it?
No, it'll get clear. Now these are going to go in the oven for 6 minutes at 400 degrees. And the other batch, we actually went ahead and did some as well without the paintings that we're just going to decorate with
What's my
icing
name?
like sugar cookies.
Mom, and
Yeah, Wesley wrote your name. Isn't that nice of him?
yes. I don't know what this is.
All right,
This
we'll
might be a stocking.
Now this is my first time painting these cookies, so we'll see the end result when we get them out of the oven. All right, they are done. Wesley, do you want to see your painted cookies? The sugar didn't become as translucent as I had hoped, but you can still see the design through it.
It's a little hard to see on here.
Like here's the one he spelled his name.
Come on.
Can you see that at all?
What do you think? Really?
Yeah, it was,
And
it was
that's
too
the
close.
one Wes spelled my name.
We sprinkled some sugar on top of them, Wes, before we baked them up.
I'm gonna eat mine.
It's very hot. You can't eat it right now.
Yeah, you gotta let it cool.
All right, so there we have it. Cut out cookies.
Yeah, I love to cut out cookies. These were easy to
Good.
make as cake.
Easy as cake.
Yeah, easy as cake.
From the words of an 8-year-old.